Okay, we start with this one. Okay, yesterday I just stop at here ya. Kita sampai profit and loss ya. Okay, let's go first. Kita tengok kepada financial statement that the company need to prepare. We have 5. This is a must. Yeah, obligate. The company must prepare this 5 statement. Statement of financial position, statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, statement of changes in equity, statement of cash flow, and accounting policies and explanatory notes. This is what the for limited liability company need to prepare for a user. Yeah? But as for semester 2, we only cover for statement of financial position and statement of profit or loss. For the statement of profit and loss, kita go through again. Before that, I go for statement of financial position. Saya tertinggal satu benda semalam ya. So this is statement of profit and loss. Okay, this is format statement of financial position ya. So statement of financial position, whatever appeared here, land and building, plant and machinery, and this is account that appear in the a general ledger, yeah. So each account for transaction occurred, yeah. So as for land and building, maybe a company tu dia ada banyak building, dia banyak land. So kita tak ada tunjuk satu-satu, ya. We just put here in the general ledger is only the whole amount, ya. Amount means that everything of the land and building, kalau dia ada banyak pun kita buat dalam satu account. But the detail about the land and building is in asset register, that is for internal control, ya. As for the recording, it should put it in under one account. Satu account je kita masukkan semua land and building. Sama juga plant and machinery, ya. Plant and machinery, company akan beli ada banyak plant, ada banyak machinery, ya. As for the ledger, account purposes, dia akan ada satu, tak ada banyak. So everything about the plant and machinery, walaupun ada 10 macam-macam jenis machinery, so kita just put in one account. Everything is there. So this is all account that appear in the statement of financial position. So this account, whatever account that appear in this statement is called, which is account that related with assets, liability and equity. So this account we call that real account, meaning that this account, the balance for this account will be carried forward for another accounting year. Maksudnya setiap tahun dia balance will continue be accumulated, ya. Setiap tahun dia akan bertambah ataupun kurang, depend on the business transaction, ya. Okay, so this is a real account. Land and building is category under real account. And then this is another account that we call contra account. What is the contra account? Contra account is the account that will decrease the amount of the other account. For example, that land and building. Land and building, all the non-current asset except for the land has the contra account, which is accumulated depreciation. As for land dia tak ada depreciation, yes. But land dia tak pernah, harga dia tak pernah susut, ya. Harga land usually increase, ya. As for other non-current asset, it will decrease due of matter of time. Dia akan susut, ya, tak kira apa cara pun. Dia bila dia guna pakai, dia akan susut nilai dia. So that's why depreciation involved in this non-current asset except for the land, ya. So for contra account for non-current asset is accumulated depreciation, ya. So if the land, I go a little bit about the debit and credit. So if the land asset is the normal balance of the asset is debit, means that the contra will be the balance of the land and building will be balance dia mesti adalah, normal balance dia adalah credit. So dia mesti kontra sebab dia mengurangkan nilai non-current asset. Another one that related with this financial position, contra bagi trade receivable. So this is what you will learn later. So the contra for trade receivable is allowance for receivable. So this is amount, the account that will reduce the amount of the trade receivable. So we'll get the net realizable with net trade receivable amount. As for the land and building, after you minus with the accumulated depreciation, you will get the carry amount of the land and building or plant and machinery, ataupun nama lain daripada carry amount adalah net book value. So the carry amount is the new term yang kamu kena pakai. So this is financial position. As for statement of profit or loss, as profit or loss, okay, this account, whatever statement of profit or loss is a statement that show what is revenue, what is asset, what is expenses for that year, and what is the net income that the company generated from the trading, from the main business. Okay, so this account will appear is only account category categorized under revenue, as for example, sales income, rent income, interest income. This is all under revenue. And for the expenses, account that falls under expenses, for example, salaries expense, office supplies expense, and promotion expense, apa lagi, commission expense, commission boleh jadi commission expense, boleh jadi commission income. So this accounts, semua account yang duduk dekat sini kita panggil dia adalah temporary account. Why this account is temporary account, or nama lainnya adalah nominal account? Because this account only appeared for only duration about 1 year. At the end of the accounting year, all this account will be transferred to this statement, and as a result of that, the accounts balance will be zero. Means that the next accounting year, this account will start with the zero balance. So it start again. If the business transaction okay that year, masa itulah amount dia akan bertambah balik. So here we call that is a temporary account. As for the statement profit or loss, also ada contra account juga. Contra account dia pada revenue. For example, revenue yang menyebabkan revenue berkurang adalah sales return, pulangan, pulang, return balik, customer return back the goods that been sold. So sales return ataupun nama dia lain adalah outward return. Itu dia punya contra. As for the sales discount ataupun discount allowed, discount allowed ataupun sales discount dah tak ada lagi according to International Accounting Standard 50 dah tak ada dah tak ada lagi, but still kita ada notes about the discount, how to treat the discount, nanti kamu akan belajar later. So contra for the revenue is the return, sales return ataupun outward return. As for the purchases, ada juga contra dia adalah purchase return ataupun inward return. And as for discount, purchase discount, still kita masih record lagi dalam account, purchase discount ataupun discount receive. This one kita letakkan bahawa ada operating income. Nanti kita tambah dia treatment for this purchase discount and ataupun discount receive, dia treat sebagai income sebab dia memberi meningkatkan lagi mengurangkan purchases pada masa yang sama, it will increase income for the business. So this one. Dapat tak? Okay. Now we go here. Saya dah terang. Ya.
Pulangan jualan is inward ke outward return?
Pulangan jualan is inward return. Ni masuk
Okay.
Inward return. Kenapa pula sangkut pula saya punya ni. Saya punya kesan ni tak berjalan pula. Mana dia? Alia cannot enter the meet. Sekejap ya, saya punya kesan problem. Hang dah saya punya komputer ni. Sekejap ya, Alia ada problem. Sekejap saya tengok je Alia. Saya nak chat balik. Saya stop sekejap presenting, saya tengok. Okay, kita proceed yang tadi. Okay, nampak tak? Saya share PowerPoint slide.
Nampak.
Nampak ya. Okay, revenue saya dah terang ke semalam. What is the definition for this one? Sudah revenue income is derived from main business activity. Maksudnya yang apa yang dia dapat daripada contoh sale ya. Asset income is increase in asset or decrease in liability. That result increase in equity other than those related to contribution from holder of equity claim. So means that increase in asset or decrease in liability means that from the sale kita ada dua part kan dekat sini kan. Saya ada tunjuk sini. Sale ada dua part. Satu is cost, satu lagi dia punya markup ya. So yang markup tu yang kita katakan income. Markup inilah atau untung dia lah yang will increase the asset. As a result of that, dia punya equity pun also increase. Dia kata ada dan related contribution. This is related with the capital introduced. Means that for that year, sama ada company itu the owner dia ada introduce lagi dia punya capital. That one is cannot say that increase in asset as income. That one we call that capital. Okay, as for expenses, this is a cost to running a business. For example, bill trade, bill air, gas expenses, promotion expenses, salary expenses, insurance expenses. This is all the expenses that incurred during the period. Okay, this is terminology that the definition come from the, yes, I need from your class ke? I need the problem. Oh, I simpan, tak payah simpan nanti saya layan. Okay, so this is a definition that come from the accounting standard. So nanti kan dalam periksa dia akan keluar ni, you must remember the words, increase in asset, decrease in liability, that result will increase in equity. As for expenses, dia akan decrease asset, increase in liability, then decrease equity. Those related to distribution. This is contribution, this is distribution to the holder of accounting claims. The distribution to holder of accounting claim is the dividend. Yeah? So dividend that been distributed to the shareholder is not an expenses. Please take note about this one. This is what you are going to learn in semester 2 nanti. Yeah? Okay, as a profit, so this is why I said to you that a sales has two part. One is cost, another one is the markup, dia punya untung dia. So this one is gross profit come up from the value of sales, yeah. Dan purchase cost of goods sold. So sales minus the cost of goods sold, sales minus the purchase atau cost of goods sold, itu yang kita dapat dia punya income dia ya, gross profit dia. As for net profit, yang gross profit tadi, because the company has to pay another expenses in order to run their business, as to have need to pay for the gas, for electric, for what workers. So these expenses have been deducted from the gross profit. As a result of that, the company will get a net profit. So you can see that for this term of profit or loss, dia ada two part ya. One part ni ke atas ni ya, revenue minus cost of sale. This one we call that trading account. Revenue minus cost of sale is a trading account. and then this is profit and loss dia dekat sini. And then another part dia minus ataupun dia tambah dulu operating income yang lain, ada operating income, and then dia minus the expenses, then the company will get a net profit. This is the format. Kamu kena faham what is the statement profit or loss is going to show. So bila kita tahu dia punya apa intention of the profit or loss, then you will know tak susah untuk kamu to remember the format dia.
Madam,
Yeah.
bawah ada operating income tu ada purchase discount je ke?
Purchase, yes, purchase discount is include here. Dia
Oh,
masuk
yang tu lah dia
sebab
punya.
dia dianggap sebagai ada income.
Okay. Ada tak contoh lain untuk ada operating income?
Contoh, okay, katakan run business because dia jual merchandise macam dia retail kan, retailer. So pada yang sama dia ada bangunan. So dia sewakan bangunan. So that one is we call that rent income. So this is other operating income. So rent income is other operating income. Lain rent income lagi apa yang dia boleh dapat income lain? Commission income. Katakan dia jual barang so dia dapat commission. That one is we call commission income. Another one kalau dia melabur mana-mana so dia dapat interest income. That one is other operating income. Dapat tak?
Madam, pengurangan hutang ragu pun kira operating income ke?
No. Pengurangan hutang ragu, that one is under statement of financial position. That one is the trade receivable contra account. We call that allowance for receivable. That one is not expenses. The expenses is that recoverable debt expenses relate with the trade receivable account. This one you will learn later.
Madam, tapi untuk yang financial position itu untuk peruntukan hutang ragu je. Kalau dia tambah atau kurang bukan itu masuk dalam statement of profit or loss ke?
Yes, that's what we call irrecoverable debts.
Lain kot. Lain kot. Kan ada yang macam penambahan atau pengurangan hutang ragu.
Yes. That one dia punya term dia adalah irrecoverable debt.
Irrecoverable debt tu kan hutang lapuk ke?
Yes, hutang lapuk lah. Itu bahasa Melayunya. Kalau bahasa Inggerisnya kita panggil irrecoverable debt. Dulu kita panggil bad debt expenses. Bad debt expenses. Itu hutang lapuk lah. But now the terminology has changed to irrecoverable debt. Dapat?
Dapat ke?
Dapat kita ada dua. Peruntukan hutang ragu appear in the statement of financial position. This is a contra for the trade receivable. In English, in SCCA we call that the terminology is that allowance for receivable. Dia punya account. As for the profit or loss, expenses related with the allowance for receivable is that previously we called that bad debt expenses. Expenses that we will put it under this one. Administrative expenses. Dia akan pay kat sini. Before this we call that bad debt expenses, and now terminology has changed to irrecoverable debt expense. So this expense related with the trade receivable. Boleh dapat ya? This is one you akan belajar nanti saya akan go in detail about this one. Boleh dapat?
Madam.
Yes.
Saya tanya, dia kalau sini kan, kalau peruntukan hutang ragu tu, kan contoh macam tahun ni lain, tahun depan lain kan?
Yes.
So kalau saya rasa maksud Afiq tadi maksudnya, bila kalau daripada tahun ni ke tahun depan dia berkurang, adakah dia masuk kat income tu?
No, now the treatment is not. We only have one account only. Whether it's increase or decrease, everything will go to one account. We call that it's irrecoverable debt expenses. Means that so if there is an increase of the trade allowance for receivable, it will appear in credit side of the irrecoverable debt expenses. As if the trade receivable increase this year from last year, so this will call expenses to the company. So it will appear in a recoverable debt in the debit side. So kita dah tak ada dia sebagai income atau tidak. We just put in one account. Faham? Kalau dia punya balance dia kredit nanti, that one is considered as income. Income lah, tapi kita tak letak dia sebagai income, we just put under expenses. Nanti dalam expenses ni dia akan jadi negative amount. Means that this is keuntungan kepada company as a result of the decrease of the allowance for receivable. Dapat tak?
Dapat.
This is kamu akan belajar later in detail Okay, so far this one okay. Format for statement profit and loss. Boleh ya? Okay, the terminology this one kena ingat what is the terminology semua this one kena ingat terminology definition according to the international accounting standard, definition secara umum. Ni kita kena faham nanti dia keluar dalam soalan teori. Okay, as for the expenses kita kategorikan we categorize it into four actually expenses. One is selling. This is appeared dekat ini sekarang ni. As for the sole trader, kita tak kisah whether this is selling expenses, distribution expenses, administration expenses, because everything expenses kita just put in the statement. But for the company, presentation of the company financial statement, so we need to categorize is expenses according to each class So for the selling, ini kamu akan belajar nanti untuk semester depan So selling expenses yang expenses that fall under this category is salary of the sales management and staff, salaries and commission of sales staff. It means that everything that expenses are related with the selling traveling and entertainment expenses for sales staff and marketing costs. Example there, advertising and sales promotion expenses. So whatever expenses related with the selling, we call that this is under selling expenses. As distribution, maksudnya kita nak bawa barang keluar. Distribution cost is the cost of getting goods to the customer, such as cost of running and maintaining the deliveries. So distribution cost mean that transportation cost transportation cost adalah cost untuk we transfer goods to the customer. Satu lagi transportation cost, kita beli barang. That one is inward siapa tak nama tu. Nanti saya check balik lah. Kita tak sebut nama. Transportation cost, that one memang untuk customer. Yang satu lagi purchase yang berkaitan cost, dia ada nama inward apa tak. Saya tak ingat lah. Okay. Okay, yang ni And then macam kita ada, okay, katakan company tu dia ada lorry for the transportation. So the maintenance, mean that repair is masuk bawah distribution cost. Ataupun fuel, minyak pun masuk bawah distribution cost related dengan penghantaran goods kepada customer. Okay, another one is administration cost, expenses of providing management and administration for business. For example, this is rent expense, insurance expense, telephone, postage, stationery expense. So this is all categorized under administration cost. And we have another finance cost. Finance cost is related with the borrowing, which is because the company borrowed money from the bank, so they need to pay for the interest. So the interest will go under finance cost. So untuk finance cost, this is all rating related with the semester 2 sebab nanti ada berkaitan yang kamu ada tajuk ratio. So nanti presentation dia lain nanti saya akan tunjuk semester 2. As for the sole trader, kita tak kisah masuklah apa juga expenses, masuk je lah expenses. Tak payah nak kategorikan pun tak apa kita tak kisah yang tu. Okay, this is how to calculate for the gross profit. As for this one is example that Gilda just started the business at the first accounting period dia beli ni example sajalah, takkanlah bisnes dia jual 100 pair je kan, bisnes dia jual banyak kan. Ni example saja ya. So she buys 100 pairs from supplier for $30 each, means that one pair the cost is $30 cost each, and it sells $20 pair for 62 ya. Tengok harga jual mesti lebih daripada harga beli ya. Barulah dia dapat untung ya. So the calculation we can say that turnover dia ataupun sales dia adalah the company sold 20, so 20 multiplied with the selling price 62, so the turnover is 1,240,000. As for the cost of sales, we just take the goods that being sold. So the numbers of goods that being sold is 20. So I mean that only 20 you multiply with the 30, the cost, you will get 600. So as a result of that, you will get a gross profit of 640. Or another way to do the calculation, you just take what is the markup per unit, what is the profit per unit, which is 62, you minus 30, you get 20 ya, the markup ya, or the profit ya. So this is 20, you just multiply with the berapa dia jual? Bilangan 20 no, dia punya profit dia berapa ke sini? 62 tolak 32 ya. 32 darab dengan bilangan dia jual. So dapat sales, similar you will get the answer is 640. So the presentation of the financial, this is how you present this one in the statement of profit or loss. Sales, and then you show the cost of sale, come up from purchases. So altogether purchases is 100, you multiply with the 30, so the total of purchases is 3,000. And then the remaining of the shoes is so the board is 100, so being sold is 20, means 80. So the remaining of the goods is 80. So 80 you multiply with the 30, so you get the closing inventory is 2,400. So as a result of that, you will get cost of sale is 600. And the gross profit is similar, whether you do calculation or doing statement is the same answer. Okay, this one tak ada masalah, I think. Faham ya? This is the first year of accounting, first year for the business. And then later selepas setahun, means that next accounting year, so the company have the balance of 80 goods that not being sold, we call it closing balance. So for this year, that one is become opening balance for the company. So 80 shoes that not being sold. So the company buy another 20 pairs at the same amount. The cost is still $30. And then they sold 90 pair at 62, same. So the sale is 90, you multiply with 62, so this is the total sales. And the cost, remember about the opening inventory, so 80, so this is the opening inventory. And then you plus purchases for that year, 600. And how many goods been left, dia tak jual, so that one 80 you plus dengan 20 yang beli, so we have 100. So being sold is 90, so means that the remaining of the good is 10. So 10 pair you multiply 30, which is 300. So the cost of goods sold is 2,700 and the gross profit is 2,880. So semua dapat? Boleh ikut the calculation? Can boleh so this is a very simple calculation. Next, I will show about capital expenditure and revenue expenditure. This is a terminology for previously. For this semester, syllabus have changed the terminology. Instead of capital expenditure, kita dah tukar yang terbaru tahun ni syllabus terkini kita panggil dia asset expenditure. Dia asset expenditure. So revenue expenditure kita tak panggil revenue expenditure, kita panggil dia sebagai expenditure je. Expense charge to profit or loss. So expense charge to profit or loss related with the non-current asset. Non-current asset. This is related with the non-current asset. Okay, this is expenditure which result in acquisition of non-current asset or improvement in their earning capacity. The cost of non-current asset include purchase price as well as what we call directly attributable costs such as initial delivery cost, installation cost, professional fee, or architect and engineer. Costs that report in statement of financial position will include the cost of non-current asset. What is the meaning that, these expenses that incurred because of purchases of the non-current asset we consider as asset expenditure. This cost kita tak masuk bawah expenses. What we do, this cost kita tambahkan pada harga beli non-current asset. For example that if the company bought a vehicle, so a part of pay the cost of vehicle, the company need to pay for the road tax, for insurance, and what other custom, lagi apa lagi? Itu ya. So you must identify if this is asset expenditure, the expenses incurred that is only for that time only. Dia tak recurring. Kalau dia recurring maksudnya lepas tu expenses ni berlaku lagi, that one cannot say the asset expenditure. That one we call the expenses that charge to profit or loss. For example, macam kita beli kereta, okay, the road tax akan berulang kita akan beli tahun depan, so there is no asset expenditure. Tapi untuk kereta kita kena bayar harga pengantaran kan, delivery cost. So delivery cost only occur on that time je. That one is asset expenditure. Let's say the car, the vehicle, saya katakan dia beli car, the car is cost 100,000 and the delivery cost is 1,000. So the amount of the car that you are going to record is 100,000 sebab kita tambah dengan apa? Tambah dengan delivery cost. Sebab delivery cost jadi asset expenditure, so we include is as the harga kereta. Jadi harga kereta yang kita akan record notes 100,000, we record it as 101,000. As for the road tax, let's say the cost of road tax is 500. So the first 100 kita tak masuk dekat dalam asset expenditure because this is expenses related to this is expenses biasa. So kita charge dalam profit or loss. As for katakan the company is bought machinery. So part of machinery dia ada delivery cost and then installation cost. Installation cost hanya berlaku pada masa itu saja. So bila berlaku masa itu, cost ini kena masuk pada harga machinery. Kalau machinery itu harga 500,000 and the cost is 2,000, so and the delivery cost let's say 500. So the amount that you must record is 200,000, 202,500. Ini yang kita akan record. Boleh faham tak? Can or not?
Ni dia maksudnya total semua tu kita akan letak dia under, contohnya kita beli lori. So kita letak tu under lori lah.
Yes.
Total. Oh, okay.
Itu masa beli ya. Ada satu lagi ya, asset expenditure is an improvement of their earning capacity. Satu lagi cost, katakan ya, pejabat ya. Okay, pejabat dia ada pejabat, dia ada building. So building ni dia ada, katakan ya, dia punya space dia kecil ya, kemudian dia tambah space so dia do the renovation. So the renovation increase the pace of the office. As a result of that, dia punya capacity untuk tambah kerja, tambah barang bertambah. So the cost that you paid for the renovation is called as asset expenditure. Katakan building tu sebelum tu harga dia 1 million, tapi tahun ni kita buat renovation, the renovation is let's say is 500,000. So this year you put a record for 500,000 in that building. So the building now, the cost is increased from 1 million to 1,500,000. This is it. We call the improve India earning capacity. Boleh faham?
Boleh, madam.
Okay. So another one is revenue expenditure. Dulu kita panggil revenue expenditure. So as for started from this year, we call the expense charge to the profit and loss. This one any expenses yang berlaku recurring ya. Contohnya minyak kereta. Minyak kereta is expenses. Walaupun kita beli kereta, tapi masa beli tu kita beli minyak sekali kan. But because this is a recurring expenses that berlaku berulang kali, that one we call expenses biasa. So this one should go to the profit and loss account. Kalau asset expenditure dia akan pergi financial position sebab amount dia akan kita include pada non-current asset tersebut. Boleh faham? Kan Anat? Boleh
Boleh.
Boleh. Now we go to example here. Expenditure classification. Classify the following item of expenditure as capital or revenue. Maksudnya sama ada kita nak charge daripada statement of profit or loss ataupun statement of financial position. Okay, $20,000 on a new car. So ni nak masuk ke mana ni?
Asset, financial position.
Yes, this is asset expenditure ya. So it must go to the financial position. Okay, B. 1,100 tax incorporated in the purchase price of the car. So this one expenses yang apa ni?
Yang tu asset expenditure.
This is ini expenditure biasa ya. Sebab road tax ni dia tahun depan kita kena bayar juga. So it will go to profit and loss ya. Expenses aja. Okay, 10,000 on second hand delivery van. This one is?
Asset expenditure.
Yes, asset expenditure. And 12,000 on refurbished van.
Asset expenditure sebab
Yes,
dia renovate.
Yes, that's correct. Asset. Okay, 1,000 monthly rental of vehicle.
Normal expenditure.
This is assets biasa ya. You should go to profit and loss ya. Rental monthly sebab dia kena bayar rental ni tiap-tiap bulan ya. So this is a revenue, this is a capital, asset expenditure, revenue. So this is okay, correct. So this one saya tak nak ajar lagi ya. This is accounting equation. Saya next week lah saya masuk ya. Nanti kamu pening. Okay, finish with this topic. So kita check jawapan. Semua dah jawab ya? Soalan yang saya bagi. Semua dah jawab ya? Saya nak check. Discuss jawapannya tu ya. Main elements. So 63 dia tak jawab lagi ya. T1, T2 dah jawab ke? Semua jawab ke? Ada yang tak jawab ke? Okay, saya discuss saja ya. Make sure saya suruh jawab hari tu kan. Response. So 13, 20. Median is 4. Ada yang dapat 8 ya kat sini markah. Ada yang masih yang tak faham lagi kat sini ya. So soalan mana yang susah kat sini? Dari 63, seorang saja betul. Which the account listed below that temporary will be closed at the end. This saya tak terang ya. Saya baru terang hari ni. That's why ya. Hanya seorang saja yang betul. Daripada 63 soalan ni, consider the following account balance. Ni yang tanya berapa yang kena. Okay, we go one by one. Ada yang dapat makan penuh tak? Tak adalah kan sebab ada yang salah dekat tu. Semua tak ada makan penuh ini. Saya nak ambil Soalan siapa? Jawapan siapa? Okey, pakai Aisyah Humaira 63. Siapa yang hantar lepas hari ni ya? Siapa yang tak jawab lagi? Markah saya tak kira ya. Markah tu saya tak kira ya. Siapa yang hantar sebelum saya bincang, saya ambil markah ya. Okay, question number 1. The financial statement of limited liability company will consist solely on the statement financial position and statement profit and loss. Is this statement true or false? This is false ya. Saya dah cakap untuk limited liability company dia mesti ada buat another statement of changes equity, statement of the cash flow, statement notes to account ya. Kemudian, which of the following, this is very simple. Asset, bank overdraft is a liability. Factory building, this is an asset. Payable, this is a liability. Amount owed to tax authority, this is O. O means that this is a liability. So the answer is factory building. Yeah. Which of the following is example of liability? Yeah? So loan ya, ini adalah inventory is an asset, receivable is an asset, plant and machinery is an asset ya. So this is a loan. Loan is a liability. Okay, which are the account listed below are temporary account that would close at the end of accounting year. So you must cari ya what is the accounts related with revenue and expenses. So account payable is liability, no. Fee is earned, this is income, so this is a temporary income. Accumulated depreciation, this is contra, they appear in the financial position, no. Share capital, this is the equity, equity appear in the financial position, no. Return earning is the accumulated of profit, no, this appear in the statement of financial position. Depreciation expenses, yes, this is expense, correct. Salary expense, correct. Another one is dividend. Yeah, dividend is not expensive. Dividend is the appropriation distribution appropriation of the profit distribute to the shareholder. Yes, dividend is temporary. Dividend pun temporary, tapi dia bukan expensive, tapi dia temporary. Sebab kita akan close the account bila dia dah bayar. So salary payable is the liability. This is assets, and earned fees, this is liability. Yeah. Supply expense, yes, correct. Supply is the asset. Interest receivable is asset. Prepaid insurance is an asset. Yeah. So dia tertinggal satu saja, dividend. Yeah. Okay, and then the cost of providing goods and services to customer are referred to expenses. But cost yang lain semua tu bukan cost untuk menyediakan perkhidmatan. Maksudnya dia kena bayar delivery cost ke, dia kena bayar bil api ke, ataupun dia kena bayar commission ya. That one is expenses ya. Okay, equation best describe statement of financial position is the asset equals liability plus equity. Means the asset, the asset is a liability, asset minus liability. A liability I shown in which following statement? Liability shown in the statement of financial position. Yeah. Okay, now how many of these account will appear in the statement of financial position? So you must classify, kena identify whether this is dia tanya dalam statement of financial position. Yang mana berkaitan dengan assets, liability and equity. So payable is liability, expenses, this is expense, cash is asset, so 1, 2, equity, share capital is equity, service revenue is revenue, bukan. Supply is an asset, yes. Return earning is equity, masuk. Utility expense, bukan. So yang masuk 1, cash, 2, supplies, 1, 2, 3, 4, return earning. The answer is 5. Ramai salah yang ni ya. Making insurance payment is an example of prepaid expenses. Okay. And then which one of the following statement correctly describe the content of the statement of profit and loss? So this is a record of the generated expenditure incurred over a given period. This is a list of balance of debit, balance of a debit and credit column. This is trial balance. List of the asset owned and all liability owned by business is statement of financial position. And a record of amount of cash generated and used by the company in a given period. This is a statement of cash flow. So semua dapat dah jawapan. So tak ada yang dapat markah penuh So siapa yang tak jawab, baru nak jawab, saya tak ambil kira je kamu punya markah Kena jawab sebelum saya bincang. Okay? Okay, next. Kita dah habis yang ni. So we are going to do preparing financial statement preparing financial statement. Okay, I'll discuss. Okay, I have a question. Nampak question saya bagi dalam Excel. Can you get? Nampak tak?
Nampak.
Okay, this is a question related with preparing financial statement. This is saya just buat macam mana nak prepare dengan the amount that been given in trial balance. So this is unadjusted. Unadjusted. Kita akan prepare unadjusted financial statement Adjusted nanti kemudian kita buat ni supaya nanti before you do financial statement for adjusted, make sure that you know a format dulu. Saya nak bagi you faham dulu, mahir dengan format dulu So we have here a trial balance as at 30 April 2015. So this is the balance, the debit and credit. So the cash balance balance ini saya akan terangkan kemudian next week debit and credit for each account, dia punya normal balance nanti kemudian Tapi di sini nanti kamu boleh tangkap So this is what appeared in trial balance as at 30th April. What you need to do is to prepare profit or loss for year ended 30th 2015 and statement of financial position as at 2015 And we have additional information. So whatever appear here, inventory this is opening inventory. The closing inventory usually give in additional information. This is a closing inventory. Okay, before you do statement, you must identify first which should go to the financial position, which go to the expenses. So let's identify first. So for okay, saya letak nombor color warna kuning ini adalah akan masuk ke financial position So this is an asset, nanti masuk. Identify dulu baru buat This is an asset juga. Account receivable is an asset. Inventory is also an asset. Motor vehicle, this is a non-current asset, masuk dalam financial position. Accumulated depreciation, this is a contra account to non-current asset, should go to the financial position. Account payable, masuk liability, masuk dalam. Notes payable, this is under non-current liability, masuk. Capital, purchases, this is expenses masuk dalam statement of profit and loss. Purchase discount, this is contra for purchases, masuk sini. Sales, revenue, rent expense, carriage. Carriage inward is the transportation related with the purchases and this one masuk dalam purchases cost. Sales return allowance, this is related with the cost contra to the sales. Utility expenses, purchase return allowance, semua ni adalah untuk masuk dalam statement of profit and loss. Drawing should go to financial position. Prepaid insurance masuk dekat financial position. So yang color ni semua masuk dalam financial position Yang tak color ni masuk dalam profit and loss. So sekarang kita buat statement. Okay, statement Apa nama mula-mula kena buat? Tajuk nama company. Apa nama company dia? This one. Copy. Masuk je kat sini. Apa statement kita nak buat? We are going to do statement of, kita buat profit and loss dulu ya. Sebelum nak buat financial position, kena profit and loss. Sebab kita nak profit yang transfer ke dalam financial position. So we do the statement of profit and loss. Statement of, semua nampak ya, profit and loss for the year ended 30th April 2015. And now you do, so kita buat in monetary term. So this is in dollar. This is in dollar. Kenapa saya buat 2 kolom sahaja? Kenapa tak 3 kolom? Sebab kalau tengok soalan ni kita ada non-current asset ada 1 sahaja ya. Kalau non-current asset lebih daripada 1, buatlah 3 kolom ya. Kalau 1 saja kita buat 1 je. Buat 2 kolom saja ya. So kita start dengan kita buat profit and loss ya. Profit and loss 1 saja. 2 kolom ya. So kita mula dengan sales ya. So sales. Now the sales we take the net amount. Sales minus dengan sales return and allowance ya. So the net amount, tak payah kita nak tunjuk bawah sales less sales return ya, tak payah. Kita just ambil net amount sini. So kita punya sales amount, this one, kita tolak siap-siap dengan return dia. Mana return? Sales return allowance. Dia sebelah debit dia sini ya. Ni. Kita tolak terus siap-siap figure ni. And then we got 384,960. This is the sales, net sales. Setelah tolak dengan sales return, this one ya. Dapat? Boleh ikut tak?
Boleh.
Boleh ya?
Medium.
Okay, and then kita less cost of sales. So we start with the opening inventory. What is the amount of opening inventory? So this one ya. Opening inventory mesti dia wujud dekat dalam this one ya. 53. Saya nak on sekejap saya punya. Okay. Okay, lepas tu kena tambah apa? Tambah apa?
Purchase.
Purchases. Okay, what is the amount purchases? Tengok kat atas, purchases one. Ada purchase return tak sini? Yes, ada. So kita tolak siap-siap. Tolak siap-siap purchase return. So dapat 312,098. Okay. And then ada cost berkaitan dengan purchases. Ada cost yang berkaitan dengan purchases adalah carriage inward ya. Ada satu je cost yang berkaitan dengan purchases, carriage inward. So carriage inward, copy masuk kat bawah purchases, kita add dia. So ambil figure carriage inward. This one. And then ada lagi tak? Cost yang berkaitan dengan purchases? Tak ada dah ya. Ada tak ada. And then kita tolak apa? Less closing inventory ya. So dekat mana nak cari? Closing inventory dia dekat statement ni ya. 34950. So kita tolak ni 34910. Next one. Apa tak ada kerungan Patutnya ditukar pada kurungan. Ramai. So, cost of sale kita letak kat sini. This is cost of sale. And then garis ya. Garis ni sangat penting. Garis daripada sini ya. So how do you get 334,708 dari sini ya. Operation kat sini ya. Tambah ni tolak. So you dapat 334,701. Betul tak? Kamu kira lah pakai kalkulator kamu. So we get the gross profit here. So the gross profit, you add this one. So ada operating income dekat sini. Ada ya, purchase discount. Letak sini. Mana pergi? Purchase discount, copy. So that amount is purchase discount. Kalau nak tahu revenue dia, income, tengok di sebelah kredit ya. Dia duduk sebelah kredit. Ada lagi tak? Tengok belah kredit. Apa lagi ada? Ini dah record. Sudah. So this one commission income ya. Commission income.
Madam,
Ya.
yang sales tu tolak cost of sales kan?
Yes, ni less of cost of sale ya. Oh, tolak So this one, sum ni tambah negatif 1. Ini darab. Terima kasih ya. Darab negatif 1. So this one dapat 50 ya. Tolak Nanti kamu punya statement buat kurungan ya. Patutnya dia boleh buat kurungan ya. Dia jangan letak negatif. Statement letak kurungan. Ini ada masalah ni saya punya ni. Excel ni. Ini jadi kurungan. Kenapa Saya tekan sini. Saya letak sini number. Patutnya dia keluar. Patutnya awak letak kurungan ya, jangan letak negatif ya. Ada problem kat sini. Ini kurungan, ini pun letak kurungan. Boleh ya? Dapat ya? Yang negatif letak kurungan. Kalau dalam statement kita letak kurungan ya. So ini maksudnya ini tolak dengan ni ya. Dapat 50. Okay, betul dah ya? Kemudian kita less expenses. Apa expenses yang ada? Iwa tak ada rent, sales return, utility expenses, salary expenses, depreciation expenses. Betul ya? Copy. Tak boleh, dia tak mau. Kena buat sesuatu. Copy rent. This one. Lepas tu utilities ada atas lagi tak? Tak ada ya? Atas tak ada. Utilities. Copy. Utility expenses. Kemudian apa lagi? Utility expenses, salary expense. Okay. Salary expenses. Ada kemudian depreciation expenses. Okay, juga ada 4 ya. Rent, utility expense, salary expense, depreciation expense. Okay, ada 4. So total dia kita letak bawa ke sini ya. Di sini kita kena tolak juga kan dengan yang atas tadi. So kita darab dengan negatif 1 untuk jadikan dia negatif. Nanti kat sini nanti buat kurungan ya. Saya tak tahu apa berlaku. Selalu boleh je ya. Tak tahu kenapa. So jadi yang ni, ingat ya garisan sangat penting ya. So this one you garis. Tunjukkan part ni dah selesai. So kita darabkan ni kita selesaikan yang bahagian ni. So you dapat this. Dan last ni kita kena letak 2 garisan 2. Maksudnya dah selesai. So this is profit for the year. Boleh nampak how to do the statement of profit and loss? Clear or not? Boleh ya? And now we are going to do statement of profit, statement of financial position. Kalau ada nak tanya ya. So kita akan do statement of financial position years April 2015. Again ya, this is in monetary term. Sebab kita ada satu je. Dan kalau asset so kita letak 2 kolom. Kalau lebih daripada 1 kita letak 3 kolom ya. Okay, kita start dengan non-current asset dahulu. Okay. Kalau bawah non-current asset, kita ada satu sahaja which is motor vehicle. So motor vehicle, the amount is this one, and since we have the accumulated depreciation, so you must less apa? Less dengan accumulated depreciation, mana dia? Okay. Accumulated depreciation dia berapa? Ni letak negatif lah sebab kita buat kurungan ya, this one. Mana dia? Dia mesti sebelah kredit sebab ini positif, sebelah debit dia mesti sebelah kredit. So we get the answer for this one is 133 kita tolak dah ya. So jangan kurungan kat sini lagi ya sebab kita jangan garis ya sebab ini nanti kita akan tambah lagi dengan current asset ya. Ni current assets. So under current asset we start with inventory. So inventory that appear in this statement is the closing inventory. So the closing inventory kita tengok di sini ya. Sini negatif, so saya letak negatif jugalah. Kita dapatkan positif figure. 3, 4. Lepas tu ada apa? Account receivable ya. Copy. Account receivable. Kenapa ni? Account receivable. This one. Lagi apa lagi? Account receivable, account payable, inventory, cash bank, dan kita ada prepaid ya. So kita letak dulu bank yang cash, letak bank dulu. I don't know, kita letak ni dulu. Bank and cash biasanya dekat bawah Keturutan kita start prepaid insurance dulu. Prepaid insurance is an asset. Prepaid insurance, this one. And then baru kita letak bank. Bank. Ikut kecairan dia ya. Copy. Tujuh satu. And then cash. This one. Ada lagi tak? Dah ya? Tak ada dah ya? So we add together all the non-current current asset. So we get this one. So baru kita garis sebab kita nak tambahkan yang dua part ni. So we get this one. So this one we call that total asset ya.
Madam,
Yeah.
account receivable tu apa?
Apa dia?
Account receivable.
Account receivable. Ni ada.
Account receivable tu maknanya apa?
Account receivable ni account
belum terima.
account boleh terima lah customer beli barang secara hutang. Amount yang dihutang tu lah account receivable. Okay. Boleh?
Boleh ada.
Okay. So this one kena letak tanda 2. Yeah, this is balancing figure. And then we start with the equity. Equity we start with the capital. Ini adalah opening capital actually. Capital ni opening capital. This is opening. Opening will appear in trial balance. Equity mesti duduk belah credit side ya. So mana dia? This one ya. Okay. And then since dia dapat profit dekat sini ya. Ada profit kan? Kita tambah profit. Profit for the year. Di mana kita dapat profit? Ambil je dekat sini ya. This one ya. Kemudian ada drawing tak? Biasanya kalau capital introduce dia dah masuk dalam
Ada 900.
Ada.
Ada 900 ya. Drawing. Drawing is minus ya nanti. Buat kurungan ya. Sebab ni kita kena tolak. Saya 900. Ada lagi tak berkaitan dengan ni? Tak ada dah kan? Dengan equity tak ada lah ya. So yang kita tambah 3 ni, kita letak sini ya. Bawah ni. So this one we call that closing capital. Okay. And then baru kita start dengan liability. Ada tak non-current liability kat sini? Ada satu ya, non-current liability. Okay, non-current liability. Non-current liability kita ada notes payable. This one. Notes payable ni sejenis loan ya. Ada satu letak je sini terus ya. Kalau satu, kalau ada dua baru kita letak situ. Notes payable this one. Kemudian non-current liability, current liability. Current liabilities, sekejap saya tengok. Total asset, equity, current liability. Okay, current liability kita ada drawing sudah. Kita ada account payable dengan account payable saja ya. Tak ada accrual, tak ada sini, accrual tak ada. So account payable sahaja. Kita tengok balance tak balance. Ada satu sahaja. Account payable. Copy. So sebab dia satu kita letak je kat sini ya. Oh ya salah. Account payable. Mana account payable? Account payable. Okay, kita check. Dia tak yang dia tertinggal. Cash dah masuk. Current receivable, inventory, motor vehicle, account payable, capital, drawing, prepaid insurance. Okay, semua dah masuk ya. So this one. Okay, tutup ini ya. Tutup kat sini. So kita jumlahkan from here, part here. It should be similar ya. So this one we call that equity and total equity and liability. Ya, so kita check ada beza tak this one? Tolak dengan this one? Tak ada. So kita punya statement dah betul ya. Okay? Clear tak? Semua
Clear,
clear?
Clear.
Ya.
Okay, good. So sekarang 927 saya nak kamu buat. Saya hantar dekat Google Classroom. Kamu buat dulu satu soalan, hantar pada saya. Dalam masa 20 minit siapkan. Semua dah masuk Google Classroom ya? Letter saya tulis kemudian saya masukkan dulu ini dulu ya.
Madam,
Ya.
hari tu saya tak boleh nak masuk Google Classroom dia.
Kenapa?
Tak tahu lah.
Awak pakai akaun apa?
Saya guna MOE tu lah.
MOE tak boleh. Ada tak email biasa?
Oh ada?
Pakai email biasa.
Ada link dia tak madam?
Ada link dia. Ada dalam grup kan?
Oh okay.
Tak apa tu saya ada bagi link. Ini kod ya FF. Sekejap saya check soalan dia. F chapter 3 financial statement download lah ni. Awak boleh download tak yang saya bagi tu? Kat edit. Saya buat je lah. Okay, dah. Apa tak ada perkataan sign, tajuk dia. Financial. Preparing. Financial statement. Okay. Okay, untuk T1 saya dah masukkan ya. Boleh ambil. Boleh buat sekarang. Saya bagi 20 minit siapkan. T2.
Madam, buat soalan mana?
Ha?
Dia ada 4.
Buat yang Raimazan.
Okay.
Buat sekarang Kalau ada term yang tersilap bagi tahu saya ya.
Madam buat dalam Excel lah.
Siapa yang buat Excel boleh, siapa nak tulis dalam kertas pun boleh. Siapa yang tulis dalam kertas tu ambil gambar, masukkan dalam Google Classroom tu ya. Masukkan jawapan kamu ya. Okay, saya tunggu dalam masa 20 minit ya. Buat dulu. So this is soalan dia.
Ramazan
Ramazan, buat Ramazan. Saya besarkan. Dia dah term salah kat sini. Account receivable Receivable. Dia lagi tak salah. Insurance expenses. Salary expenses. Insurance. Purchase discount. Sales discount dah tak ada dah ya. Okay. Semua dapat soalan ya? Ada dah yang tak dapat? 9.50 saya minta ya. Jawapan. Okay, 9.55. Ada yang dah hantar tak? Saya check jawapan. Google Classroom, classwork. Oh, tak ada hantar lagi ya. Siap lagi, tak sempat ya?
Madam,
Ya.
nak tanya macam mana nak hantar?
Macam mana nak hantar? Macam mana saya punya paparan macam mana ya? Okay, bagi tahu saya dekat klik kat saya punya yang bagi classwork tu dekat stream tu kan, preparing financial statement. Klik, apa paparannya ada kat situ?
Kelas komen. Kelas komen.
Kelas komen. Ada tak yang biru dekat situ?
Mak Esdan tu kah?
Mak Esdan, ada tak dia kata situ untuk upload? Ada boleh upload jawapan?
Add or create ke? Add or create ke?
Add. Okay, tunjuk kat saya slide. Boleh tak share slide awak dekat saya?
Sekejap. Mana madam?
Okay, ni kelas komen ni kalau kamu nak komen. Ni nampak ni? Work Mak Esdan add or create kan? Add or create ni nanti kamu upload jawapan kamu. Dah upload, tu tekan Mak Esdan.
Okay. Okay madam.
Okay, keluar balik presentation tu ya.
Madam.
Ya.
Tak seimbang.
Tak seimbang? Tak apa, hantar. Nanti saya akan tengok kat mana tak seimbang
Okay.
Madam,
Ya.
insurance on purchase tu dia masuk current asset ke dia masuk expenses?
Insurance on purchase maksudnya expenses lah. Expenses berkaitan beli barang, purchases. So nanti expenses ni kita tak boleh letak bawah expenses. Expenses ni nanti kita letak bawah purchases nanti kan. Purchases tambah dengan insurance on purchase.
Okay. Thank you madam.
Ya. Okay, saya nak share jawapan tapi tak sempat ya, dah 9.58. Okey, nanti share hantar jawapan ya pada saya, ya Ramazan. Hantar yang tu dulu, kemudian siapkan yang ada lagi 2 lagi. Hantar juga Okey, boleh? Ya, maksudnya hantar juga ya sebab katanya ni hantar satu. Tapi dah lewat, hantar semua sekali nanti dalam Google Drive atau dalam Google Classroom. Okey, boleh ya?
Boleh, madam.
Boleh madam.
Okay,
Madam dah hantar bila madam?
Apa dia?
Dah hantar bila?
Bila hantar?
Last hantar
Last hantar. Kau banyak kerja ke?
Taklah banyak pun, tanya je.
Tak ada banyak. Esok lah. Esok lah last date.
Okay.
Esok last date Siapa yang ada masalah, terutama yang ada basic account, PM saya ya kalau kau tak faham. Nanti saya akan terangkan ya. Okay, saya rasa saya berhenti dulu sini. Nanti jumpa lagi hari esok ya. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, untuk hari esok kita akan buat qualitative characteristic dengan accounting concept ya. Okay, jumpa lagi esok. Assalamualaikum.
Madam, sales return and allowance tu tolak dekat sales
Ya, sales return allowance terus tolak daripada sales.
Okay.
Madam nak tanya, kalau untuk esok punya lesson boleh tak madam hantar material dia hari ni? Yang madam nak guna untuk esok?
Saya dah bagikan dalam BPP. Tengok tajuk
Madam
quality.
guna yang tu
Taklah saya punya, saya slide lah. Kau boleh baca lah. Tajuk qualitative characteristic dengan accounting concept.
Okay.
Okay.
Madam, ada soalan.
Ya, Syarfat.
Yang accumulated depreciation untuk tahun ni tak payah tambah dengan depreciation sekali ke?
Tak payah, trial balance ni maksudnya semua dah dibuat. Account tu dah selesai. You just take the figure saja.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Ada lagi? Ada lagi tak?
Madam,
Ya, saya.
rent review tu masuk mana?
Apa dia?
Rent revenue.
Rent revenue.
Yeah.
Itu ada operating income. Bawa gross profit nanti masuk dalam profit and loss. Itu soalan nombor berapa? Yang tadi juga kan? Sebab dia punya revenue utama dia adalah sales kan? Selain tu dia ada revenue tadi, rent kan? So dia duduk bawa ada operating income. Tengok format tu ya.
Madam.
Thank you madam.
Kalau rent receivable tu bawa current asset
Yes. Bila berkata receivable maksudnya rent tu, tenant tu dia tak bayar lagi kepada kita lah, pada company tu. So dia adalah current asset.
Thank you.
Tak receivable tu ya. Ada lagi Iman nak tanya?
Tak.
Tak ada ya? Okay, dah tak ada. I think kita tamatkan kelas untuk hari ni ya. Jumpa lagi esok ya. Kalau apa-apa you can PM me ya. Jumpa dalam Telegram ya. Okay, Assalamualaikum.
Thank you madam.
Thank you madam.
Terima kasih madam.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you madam.
Ya.
Thank you madam. Thank you madam.
Ya, sama-sama.
Terima kasih madam.
Sama-sama Farah.